Service Strong. I'm your host, Liberty Simmons, and today we have a very special guest for you, U.S. Army veteran and Pinups for Vets model, Lindsay Smith. And Lindsay, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, because you served with Special Forces in the U.S. Army, and you also are doing work now as a veteran to support our military troops and veterans. So tell us a little bit about your upbringing and what inspired you to join the military and be in some of the toughest roles.
Sure. So I grew up in Alabama. The military was nowhere on my radar when I was growing up. That was something that was for boys and not something I considered an option for myself. I was always really patriotic. My family, my parents allowed my sisters and I to decorate our bedroom and bathroom, and mine was American themed. And after high school, Saving Private Ryan was released about just a couple months after I graduated, and that changed everything. I was awe-inspired. I became obsessed with World War II history, reading every book that I could. And after September 11th, I thought, well, this is the war of my generation. I want to go be a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so tell us a little bit about your journey in the military, because you were an Arabic linguist, and that, how did that even generate for you? What was the desire for you to learn Arabic and then use it in your service?
Sure. So my my MOS was interrogator and linguist, and so it required the language proficiency. I actually chose Russian because I thought it sounded cooler, and my unit was like, no, this is 2002, we need Arabic. I had a high enough test score, so I went with Arabic. Very glad that I did. So I went to basic training and then language school. So I spent 18 months out in Monterey, California, Defense Language Institute, learning Arabic. Then I went to Fort Huachuca, Arizona, to learn to do the interrogator school, and then after that was Columbus, Georgia, in Fort Benning for airborne school.
So you've been through it all.
There's a lot of training,
a lot of the education. And so growing up in Alabama, I saw your photos that we had up there of, let's see if we can pull it up here, of you as a cheerleader, but also athletics. So did that kind of help you in deciding that you wanted to join the military?
Oh, absolutely. The athleticism and then the competition that comes with that just helped to set me up for the team mentality and the discipline that's required in the military.
And also the feminine side, because you are now a Pinups for Vets model, and that is a calendar that comes out that supports our military troops and veterans. And we're also on the cheer team, so you kind of have it all. You have both sides: the athleticism, the military service, and then also this feminine aspect. So talk about that.
Well, I did not think, like I said, the military wasn't on my radar. And when I told my family that I was going to enlist, they were all like, what? You were a cheerleader in high school. But it worked out, really well. After my training, I deployed to Iraq. So it was 2006. I was the only female in the battalion. I was told no many times, but I'm persistent and creative, and I really, really wanted to go. So I worked my way on to the deployment, and I was going to be at the battalion level, and one of the company commanders saw the value in having a female Arabic speaker at the tactical level. So he brought me down to the company to work on the B team, and the B team is made up of support like myself, and then the Green Berets. And so I did the interrogations for the ODAs, which is the team of Green Berets. They all brought their detainees to me, and so I would conduct the interrogations. And when I didn't have detainees, I got to go out on missions with the teams, and that was an adventure. I'll say that.
Absolutely, and very impressive. So talk to us more about this calendar. Briefly tell us about Pinups for Vets and how you got involved in it.
Yeah, so Pinups for Vets has the calendar. It's 1940s era, clothing. My shoot was at a vintage car museum in Los Angeles, which was really cool. And so the calendar comes out, and it funds the work that Pinups for Vets does for veterans. So as an ambassador, I will go and do hospital visits. We'll go to VA hospitals and visit with the veterans that are hospitalized. And Pinups also donates equipment to VA hospitals. They donate food and clothing to homeless veterans. There's a lot of work that that the organization does, and so the calendar helps to fund that.
All right. And so for women who are watching and may not know about Pinups for Vets or much about service in the military, what kind of advice do you have for them as someone who served in the U.S. Army and was in some of the more extreme roles?
Advice for pinups?
Women.
Well, I heard about the calendar application. A friend of mine had tagged me in an Instagram reel when they were looking for applicants. So that's how I discovered it. But if women are interested in getting involved, I say absolutely apply. I've met a handful. I've only met a couple of the other ambassadors so far, but everyone that I've met has an incredible story, and it's a really phenomenal organization to be involved with.
What about for military service? Because there's going to be a lot of young women who may be watching who may never have thought of a career in the military.
Yes.
And what advice do you have for them if they're exploring? Because I know you were mentioning that you are actually helping one right now.
Yes. So one thing that I'm really excited about with Pinups is that I hope it gives me a larger platform to be able to reach young girls. You know, like I mentioned, military wasn't an option for me, at least in my mind. And I think that a lot of times when people think about the military, they only think about infantry and they don't know about the other specialties that you can get trained up on. So I encourage every young girl, I just want to open their minds to the opportunities that can come out of it.
And I'm sure Pinups for Vets really helps achieve that goal as well. And coming up, we will speak with Lindsay more about her military service and her deployments to Iraq and Djibouti when we come back. Welcome back to Service Strong. I'm your host, Liberty Simmons, and we are here with U.S. Army veteran and Pinups for Vets model, Lindsay Smith. And Lindsay, when we were talking earlier, we talked about your service in the U.S. Army and in Special Forces as an Arab linguist. But tell us a little bit about your deployment experiences in Iraq and Djibouti and how that has shaped you today.
So in Iraq, I deployed, it was in 2006. So that was during the surge, and I handled the interrogations for our company. So the ODAs would bring their detainees to me, and when I didn't have detainees, I got to go out on operations. And on the operations, I could do tactical questioning, but a huge advantage of that was I could speak to the women and children, because the women and children get separated, and culturally, our guys are not allowed to talk to them. So having a female on the objective, I was able to speak to them and try to gather intelligence from them.
Oh, wow. And so what was that like for you to be on a team with Special Forces? Did you have to kind of break through some barriers yourself, earning that spot?
Yes, for sure. I'd mentioned before that they did not want to take any females initially. And once I got the green light for going, it was a split. You know, some of the guys saw having my skill set, as a value, and others thought that it just wasn't worth the risk. And when I arrived to the unit to start the pre-deployment workups, half of them told me to my face, "You don't belong here. We don't want a female here," which honestly, it sucks to hear, but it was nice because I knew exactly where I stood with those guys. And I kept my head down. I was like, I'm just going to work hard and prove myself and not create any drama. I think that's one of the hugest things that, the guys were probably nervous about, is having a female come in. Is she just going to expect to not have to do any hard work? Is she going to create drama? And when they saw that I wasn't doing any of that and I was just doing a good job, then they came around, and it ended up being a really good experience for me.
That's wonderful. And how did you get through that? I mean, you said it yourself, it was tough getting that unwelcome at first, but how do you get through that every day, especially when you are in those very tough conflict zones?
I just focused on the job. I was like, I've got to figure out exactly what I'm doing here, and I need to do a good job. So that's what I focused on 100%, and just tried to tune out the noise, and it worked.
And you also mentioned a story that really encapsulated for you that you had earned.
Oh, yes.
So what happened while you were serving in Iraq with some of the toughest Special Forces operators, and what did they present to you when you were like, okay, now maybe I'm part of
I've
the
made
team?
it.
Yeah.
My helmet. So one of the guys on the B team with me, he was pretty vocal that that he did not want me there initially. And several months into the deployment, he asked for my helmet, and I'm thinking, I don't know what this guy wants, but whatever. I give him the helmet, and a couple hours later, he comes back with it, and he had painted Xena on the back. And what I did not know was that the guys had started calling me Xena behind my back because they all just want to go out on missions, right? And the guys that are on the B team are higher ranking guys that were on the teams before, but now they're on company leadership. So they're not going out and doing missions. They saw the girl going out and doing a ton of missions, and I guess they finally came around. And I didn't know they were calling me Xena. When he handed me that helmet, I was like, okay, I made it. I'm one of the team now.
Let me just
One
tell
of the
you,
guys.
you are Xena.
I'll take it.
You are a
I'll take
real
it.
life
Thanks.
Xena. Very impressive work that you did out there, and earning your spot, earning your place. What advice do you have for women in the military right now who are trying to earn their spot and earn their place and break through those barriers and prove that they have what it takes and they belong?
To do your job and do it very, very well. There is little room for error. We just have to be on our game more, but know your job, perform it. Don't create any drama. I mean, that's for guys too, but don't create any drama. Just go in and pull your weight, be one of the team. And it also helps if you're good at things that girls usually aren't, like physically, like pull-ups, push-ups, dips. That definitely helps. So if you're a physical rock star, then it's going to be a little bit easier.
I'm sure you are too.
I
very
do all right
fit.
there.
All right. So tell us about what you did as an Arab linguist, and you were also in Saddam's palace.
Yep. So one of the operations that we did, we staged out of one of Saddam's palaces. So it was completely empty and kind of creepy, kind of cool. And so we staged out of the palace for that operation. But I go out on missions with the guys, do tactical questioning, and speak to the women and children, which was really interesting, encountering especially the women, just thinking, if I had been born there, my life would be so different. So it definitely gave me even more of an appreciation for being an American.
Yeah, and so what kind of misconceptions are there, would you say, about women in the military? And I'm sure you faced misconceptions as well.
That gonna come in, not pull my weight, expect to have things taken care of for you, because I'm a girl and I don't have to lift heavy things. But no, if you just go in and do your job, then you'll get the respect.
And so what do you want others to know, or maybe other service members to know about their female counterpart in the military?
That we're tough. We can do it. Just give us the opportunity. And I want young girls to know that all of the opportunities that come with it, just the level of confidence that I had coming back from Iraq, completely different person, and it opened a ton of doors for me. So it's an excellent opportunity for career growth, but also just for personal growth.
Yeah, and I'm sure it made you stronger. I know that
Definitely.
all the military experience that I've gone through, you come back stronger than ever.
Yep.
So
Come
thank
back
you so
changed.
much for sharing your experiences. And coming up after the break, we'll talk more with Lindsay about Pinups for Vets and the amazing work they do to support our military troops and veterans. Welcome back to Service Strong. I'm your host, Liberty Simmons, and we are speaking with U.S. Army veteran and Pinups for Vets model, Lindsay Smith, who earned a spot on the Pinups for Vets calendar this year. And Lindsay, just tell us a little bit about the calendar. You have it right there, but it goes to such a great cause.
It really does. So I was just aware of the calendar initially. I didn't know about all of the work that the organization does. So we visit veterans in VA hospitals. They donate equipment to the hospitals. They support, homeless veterans. So the calendar helps to fund all of the good work that Pinups for Vets does.
And show us the calendar.
Yeah,
because you are in there.
Yes.
That's this year.
Yep, and here I am.
Oh my goodness, you look great.
Thank you.
And so, are you guys going to be giving that out to vets and
troops? When we go to the hospital visits, we'll have calendars to give to the veterans that are hospitalized.
And so, how did you get involved in it? I'm sure you had to apply. So,
Yep.
female veterans watching right now, what is your advice to them about getting involved?
Just apply, do it. So I saw it on Instagram and I applied. I had to submit, information about myself, photos, and there's an interview for it. I had to submit my DD 214. Like she is
Wow.
checking to make sure that we are truly veterans.
That's like applying for a government
It really
job.
is. It really is. She's very thorough. And I've met some phenomenal women already. So I'm excited to meet more. This is actually the 21st year of the calendar, so it's been going for a while. So there's a lot more ambassadors before me, and I'm really excited to meet them.
I know when I was just reading through some of the bios of not just yours, the other pinups, they have
Really great
amazing
stories. Really great stories,
And a lot
yeah.
of the theme is that these are beautiful women.
Feminine.
But also pretty much baddies. I can't
Yeah.
say it on air, but they're baddies like you.
We'll
so,
take it.
They're tough. They can do the tough jobs, the tough roles. And so tell us a little bit about the work that you will be doing, because you are going to be visiting veterans in some of their most toughest times, trying to recover from illnesses or ailments in the VA hospitals. Tell us about the work that you're going to be doing hands-on with Pinups for Vets.
Sure. So the ambassadors, that are local will get dressed up in our 1940s era gear and bring calendars and just go visit with the guys and talk to them. And first of all, to have a social visit, but also from veterans. There's already that connection there with us because we have shared experiences, and it's cool for them to see, this vintage era come in and get to visit them. And I'm excited to be able to dress up in the clothes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You mentioned you love World War II history. I
Yep.
do as well.
Yep.
And the pinups, they were so instrumental in building morale for our troops. So
Yep.
what do you think it's going to be like when you do interact with those veterans and in the VA hospitals? And I would imagine just their smiles lighting up.
I mean, I sure hope so. I don't really know what to expect. I've seen the photos from the other ambassadors that they post, and it just looks like fun getting to sit around and talk to these guys. And honestly, I want to hear their war stories.
Oh,
That's always the really cool
absolutely.
part.
Oh, my
is hearing the good stories.
And so what else does Pinups for Vets do in terms of the programs that they offer for our troops and veterans?
Sure. So they donate equipment to VA hospitals. They donate food and clothing for homeless veterans, care packages for deployed service members. There's a lot of work that the organization does, and so just gotta get the calendars out there so we can keep funding it.
Yeah. So how can you get your hands on a calendar?
Pinupsforvets.com.
All right.
Nice
and
and
then,
easy.
so what is your message to other female veterans or females in the service right now about service and what drives you? Because you served our country during conflict, and you're continuing that service now as a veteran, as a civilian.
Well, first of all, I think to be able to serve is such an honor. To be able to go overseas and have that American flag on my shoulder, that just felt really special. And I would say to the women that are considering, whether are in it right now or considering, there's so much that can come out of this. Like, number one, it's going to be the service. That's why you need to do it, or that's why you want to do it. But then the unexpected opportunities that came out of it for me was, job opportunities. I didn't join the Army thinking about job opportunities, but I've got a phenomenal resume that the military gave me, and the confidence. I'm a completely different person than when I went in, and it's just from the confidence of being surrounded by really tough, disciplined operators, and I picked up on that. So just lean into it, go for it, work hard, do a good job, and think about what it can do for you later.
And what are the biggest lessons that you learned through your service that you carry on in your work today as a civilian, and that you will carry on as a pinups model?
Sure. Accountability when, working with the guys and knowing that they've got your back and you've got to do your job, you've got to do it right, and making sure that you are carrying your part of the weight for the team. So I remember going into the military and seeing some of these guys and just seeing how they cared so much about their team. And I thought, like, God, I want to feel that too. Like I feel like I could be a good leader, but I didn't have that innate sense of accountability, I don't think yet. And I picked it up from them. And yeah, that's
and carrying
big
it
life.
forward to today. So thank you so much for your service and what you do for Pitt is for Vets. And just tell us one more time how we can find you and how people watching can get involved with your guys' cause and mission.
Sure. So pinupsforvets.com. You can find them on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Just look for pinupsforvets.com.
All right. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining us, Lindsay. And thank you for watching this episode of Service Strong. Tune in next week, and we will bring you more of the brave men and women who demonstrate what it truly means to be service strong. See you next time.